Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Astrology with your friend Gretchen Heidel, full-time astrologer, life coach, Reiki master, and so much more. And I am here tonight. It is our Monday night, going live here on Facebook, and also I am co-recording to YouTube as well. So if you see me looking up and down, that is why I'm recording to two separate cameras. So welcome, welcome. If you were just joining live, this is going to be the broadcast on Monday, February 13th, 2023, and I'm going to be going over this week in astrology. But remember, these things have a much longer lifespan in some cases than just the astrological implications for just this week. So welcome, welcome. I have a lot of things to cover and go over, including we are going to be starting Pisces season, which is pretty fun. I'm going to also be going over that there's going to be a new moon in Pisces, and that's going to be fun and exciting. That's actually going to be happening next weekend, or this coming weekend, but I'm going to go over it anyway. So this broadcast is going to be live pertaining to the astrological events going on this week. But like I said, some of these things have much longer lifespan than just this week. And if you are just joining me live, go ahead and comment below your astrological sign. And if you're watching even the pre-recorded on YouTube, go ahead and like that and post below your astrological sign and where you're tuning in from. I love seeing there's people joining from all over the place, and I think it's wonderful as the word spreads. And you can even forward this to a friend if you think your friend would love it, and they can watch as well. So welcome, welcome. Marguerite, hello, welcome. Meg, she said, Taurus, Vermonter in Florida for the winter. So an honorary Florida, Vermont connection there. Rita from Colorado, welcome. Emily, Sagittarius in Vermont, welcome. And hello, everybody that's on YouTube as well. So I have a lot to go over this week in astrology. It's going to be kind of a busy week, and there's going to be actually some big conjunctions that are going on, which is another big thing that's happening. Hello, Andrea. Aries in Vermont, welcome. Naomi, hello. Naomi tagging all of her friends. See, go ahead and tag your friends. I think it's wonderful. Hey, Jesse, welcome. Scorpio sun, rising, Capricorn moon. Oh, nice. In Colchester, Vermont, welcome. Jack Hoy, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Libra in Colorado, welcome. I love hearing from everybody so much. It's awesome. And, we had a lot of energy last week. Hey, Claudette, yay, welcome. I'm so sorry. I got your message over the weekend and I haven't been able to respond yet. So thank you and welcome. Naomi, welcome. Okay, so we have a lot of planetary stuff happening. But first, let's go over last week. I mean, last week was kind of a crazy situation. We had Mercury formed a conjunction with Pluto. And I like to just do a mini review, and that was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had a lot of energy being downloaded here on this planet at that time, and we were shooting things out of the sky here in the United States. I don't know what that's about. People keep asking me, what is that about? I really think that's part of the United States Pluto return, which I haven't talked about in a while. I do have a full video of the United States Pluto return that I recorded a while ago, and it is on the YouTube channel. So if you go under videos on YouTube, you can find US Pluto return if you have an interest in it. But we are still very much under that Pluto return, and it's just going to be getting kind of weirder and weirder as time goes on, because Pluto is going to be entering next month into the astrological sign of Aquarius. That's the first time Pluto has really moved at all since 2007. So, I mean, for Pluto to actually move is a big, big deal. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to be in Aquarius for a long time, until 2044. So this Pluto has an oblong orbit because it is a dwarf planet, and it's not considered to be, it's not close to the Earth. So it has a weird orbit. It has an oblong orbit. So some years it's in signs for like a shorter time, like sometimes only like 10 years. Sometimes it's 15 years. Well, in this case, it's going to be almost like 21 years in Aquarius. That's going to be a really long time. So if you guys are Aquarians out there, or even Leos, because Leo is opposite of Aquarius, you guys might be feeling this really strong Pluto stuff, and it's going to get weirder. I'm sorry to say, but it is going to get weirder. So that is going to be going on. And yes, I've talked about the age of Aquarius and all these different things. Hello, Almir. Welcome, Taurus Sun. I love that. From Vermont, Wendy. Hey, Wendy. Aquarius. Speaking of Aquarius, yeah, Rita said, "Holy cow!" It's just really a crazy situation that we're going to be having this a long Aquarius thing. And Wendy said, yes, the energies have been very sort of crazy for her personally, Aquarius energies. Yeah. So Pluto formed a conjunction right at the end of Capricorn. It's right at the very like end. It's like 28 degrees Capricorn, which means that the United States Pluto return is definitely still very active right now. The United States Pluto return is stressing the United States. There's a lot of stress and pressure on the United States. And so that's all happening right at the very border between Capricorn and Aquarius. It's not quite in Aquarius yet. It will be in Aquarius on March 23rd. So you can mark your calendars. So that's going to be very interesting, you know, and we're going to, it takes really Pluto almost 2 full years to go anywhere. So it'll like go retrograde over the summer. It'll swing back into a Capricorn for a little bit, and then it'll go back forward. So we have like an extended stay for almost 2 years where it's swinging in and out of between Capricorn and Aquarius, but it'll take that long to just get in there. But we're going to have our first taste of it. This is the first taste of change since 2007. If you think about what happened in 2007, there was just so much where that was the start of the economic downturn leading into the housing crisis and you know, businesses like thinking about what's too big or too small, like with corporations and businesses. And I think that was really what defined, I guess, this Pluto and Capricorn cycle, was all of this stuff. And I think we're still grappling with it. I don't know that we've come to like a final answer on that one. But I do think that is still continuing on. So that was a little brief recap of that Pluto. And we had Mercury form a conjunction with Pluto over the weekend. Friday was the peak of it, but we felt it on Saturday and Sunday too. So if there was any kind of tension or stress or just kind of some weirdness going on in your life, that was kind of, I don't want to blame it, but that was kind of why it was intense. And then even today we had the last quarter lunar cycle was earlier today at 11:01 a.m. Eastern time on Monday. And that's the half moon, you know, we're like halfway between the last full moon and the next new moon. This is the second chance full moon, and that was today on Monday. So you might have even been feeling like a little bit of strange energies going on. But we have a lovely alignment happening on the 15th, and I'll start with that of this week on Wednesday the 15th. And it's going to be early in the morning. Venus is going to form a conjunction with Neptune, both in Pisces. Venus is in Pisces. If you guys remember my broadcast when I was talking about Venus entering Pisces last month on January 26th, well, Venus has continued to be in Pisces. And so Venus in Pisces is so romantic. That is a very romantic Venus. And then Neptune is all about the fantasy and the illusion and the story. Oh, you know. So Venus and Neptune are coming together in time. What I would feel for Valentine's Day, we are going to want to have, you know, a really nice Valentine's Day this year, full of the romance and the candles and the music and the, oh, you know, all the stuff. It's not an overly Neptune transits, as you know, if you've watched my broadcast for a while, it's not an overly ambitious transit. Neptune tends to be dreamy, illusions, delusions, you know, sort of fantasy and that story and serendipity and all those things. Neptune is not really good for being super grounded with our both feet on the earth. You know, it tends to be quite ungrounded actually, and just spacey and tired a little bit. So if you feel a little foggy or fuzzy right now, or you had trouble kind of concentrating today, I sort of did. I will tell you this though. I always tell people the best time to do intuitive work is actually Neptune transits, because you kind of lose your sense of time. You sort of like time and space become a thing where you could paint a picture all day, you could sing a song all day, you could write a sonnet, you know, but it's not really good for that detailed, fine work. And if you're thinking, if you're like an accountant or somebody who's, I don't know, like has to do a lot of technical stuff, if you need that sort of laser sort of sharp focus right now, that's not exactly, it's not exactly great for that time. It's more about that dreamy illusions, delusions kind of thing. It's better for like artists who need to paint a picture, or writers. There's a fabulous musician watching right now. I know, and you know, that's good for your music, by the way. If you're watching, I don't want to out you, but you're pretty out as a musician. So if you want to comment, if you're still watching, but yeah, so those types of professions. So if you're feeling a little ungrounded or a little spacey today, it's not just because it's Monday and it was the Super Bowl yesterday and maybe you indulged a little bit too much. It's because literally we have this Neptunian transit. So like I said, the peak of it, the height of it, the pinnacle of it, you know, the very, very peak, that's going to be on Wednesday morning at 7:25 a.m. Eastern time. So 4:25 if you're out on the West Coast. So overnight, you know, there between, you know, Valentine's night. So Valentine's night, we are going to be in the peak of this thing, and we are going to want to have a romantic dinner, gosh darn it. Or some kind of fun thing, you know, like a music thing, or, you know, like some kind of fun, you know, romantic gesture, because that's really a big romantic gesture right there. It's a very, you know, dreamy, like I said, thing. Now, it's not all lost, because the next day on Thursday, when we sort of come out of that fog, and it feels like our head's in the cloud, right, with Neptune, when we come out of the fog and we go into the next day on Thursday, then also we have the sun forming a conjunction with Saturn. Now, Saturn is quite, I don't want to say the opposite of Neptune, but quite different from Neptune in the fact that Saturn is driven, goal-oriented, planning, strategizing, get to work. And that's very worky. So while I'm talking about all this, like, you know, fantasy and writing songs and poetry and sonnets and music and all this stuff, then all of a sudden we have get to work. You know, it's like kind of like we come back to earth, like hitting the ground hard. And that's going to be on Thursday. The peak or the height of it is on Thursday, February 16th, 2023 at 11:48 a.m. Eastern time. And that's going to be the peak of that Saturn cycle. So where we might have been kind of space cadets and a little bit out to lunch in the beginning of the week, as we get in towards the end of the week, we get much more, there's a much more of a laser focus going on that's much more conducive to work. Now, that is going to be in the astrological sign of Aquarius. Sun is going to form a conjunction with Saturn, both in Aquarius. So if you are an Aquarian, or, you know, if you're or a Pisces and Aquarius, there's a lot of that energy this week. And at that time, on the 16th, like at midnight, the moon is going to move into Capricorn. So it's like the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn. So we got the moon in Capricorn, we got, you know, Saturn, the sun forming a conjunction with Saturn. And this is a yearly thing, by the way. Venus is a yearly thing with Neptune. The sun forming a conjunction with Saturn's yearly. They're both annual events. It's just they're happening this week, and they're like jam-packed in there. And so it's going to be very like almost like two separate weeks in one. Like the flavor or the characterization of this week is going to be very almost divided. It's going to be like head in the clouds and then gets back to work, you know? So don't be too hard on yourself. If you're feeling a little bit out of it or a little bit ungrounded, that's why it's much more conducive to, like I said, that right-brained creative side. And then Saturn's much more left-brain logical side. And so that's basically what the deal is. So So yeah, so if you're feeling that way, that's why. Also on that day, I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't want to have this broadcast be really long. But if you guys are any of you out there like me who love the asteroids, Pallas Athena is turning direct. Pallas Athena has been retrograde for a while. She's in Cancer, the astrological sign of Cancer. Pallas Athena, without again going into a major deep dive, is kind of like Mars. Okay, so Mars is, I always call her Mrs. Mars so that people can remember her. She's the female archetype of the warrior. In fact, it's said that the character Wonder Woman is kind of like a Pallas Athena character. So our drive, our ambition, our motivation in that way, she's turning direct. She is in Cancer, and that's going to be happening this Thursday. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because again, we had Mars was retrograde for so freaking long. I mean, Mars was retrograde from October all the way until January 12th of between last year and this year. So having Pallas being direct and being no longer retrograde is a good thing because again, that's our actions, strategy, kind of vitality and things like that. So that was really good. We have a couple people here joining. Yeah. Wendy said that this was the perfect day that you were going to buckle down and do products. Angelia, well, that's a beautiful name. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Oh, my lordy lord. Oh, wow. That's a lot. From Texas. Yay. Wendy said, thank God, because last week was brutal. Yeah, last week was a little bit brutal. So this week we do have some more planets. Lori, oh, yes. I didn't know Maggie, your doggy, Maggie, is a Pisces. Oh, you're going to find out on Friday how many puppies she's carrying. Maggie is currently pregnant, and that's really awesome. Oh, I think she's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. She's going to be fine. I really do feel like she's going to be healthy and you'll be able to get homes for all the puppies. Oh, March 12th. I'll have to do her chart sometime, Lori. I didn't know that she was Pisces. And yes, I do animal charts. So if anybody's interested in that, I do them as part of my regular sessions. So as long as you know the birth date of your dog, it's a little hard, dog or cat or donkey or whatever else you have, boa constrictor. As long as you have the birth date. I don't need the time. For pets, I usually rarely ever have the time. But if you have the birth date and the location, I can do your animal's chart, and it's pretty fun. Now, Friday, there's a lovely transit on Friday the 17th, February 17th. And then I'm working my way up to Pisces season. So we're going to be talking about Pisces season for the majority of the rest of the broadcast. But I wanted to talk first about there's this lovely alignment on Friday between Mercury and it's sextiling Jupiter. Mercury sextile Jupiter. It's fun. That's funny. Wendy said she has a dog that's an Aquarius, and I'm an Aries, and I have a dog. I have two dogs that are Aries. Actually, I have three dogs, but two of them are Aries, which is kind of interesting. Mercury sextile Jupiter. Oh my goodness. So that's a really fun one because if you think about Jupiter's good luck, good fortune, optimism, expansion, and Mercury is talking. Now this can be a little bit of, sorry to say, a diarrhea of the mouth, like kind of like run-on sentence. That's a lot of talking, speaking, communicating. So if you have to give a speech, if you have to make a sales pitch, if you have to put together a proposal, if you need to sign contracts, if you need to do any kind of thing where you need the gift of the gab and that mercurial sort of lens, if you're teaching something, if you're learning something, Mercury is your friend. And Mercury forming a positive sextile with Jupiter is a really lovely transit. Also on Sunday, Venus is going to form a sextile with Pluto. I won't say that's quite as lovely. It's a sextile, yes. Sextiles in astrology usually bring opportunity that requires some effort on your part to bring it into fruition. So be on the lookout. We have two sextiles, really good ones, Friday and on Sunday, that are going to be presenting a positive, fortuitous, opportunities. So be on the lookout for that. Mercury is thinking, talking, communicating. And then we have Venus, which is love. Ooh, that could be intense too. Venus sextile Pluto on Sunday the 19th, February 19th. That's going to be intense love. You know, we're going to want all this steamy, hot passion, you know, kind of stuff, where Neptune wanted the fantasy and the illusion and the dreaminess, where, you know, I'll just say Pluto can be a little bit more raw and raunchy and wants to make love and have passion and all that kind of stuff. So that could be quite good too. But you have to remember, it's an opportunity that presents itself, but you have to do something. You have to be proactive in order to usually realize some really good results. And sextiles in astrology, a lot of astrologers don't talk about them. I don't know why, but I feel like they're just sextiles. They say in astrology you don't feel them as much because it's just things are working out really well. You know, like it's all green lights on the way to work, and you find a parking spot right away, and you know, like you get your shopping carts right there. It's like things kind of work. And so, but I think we need some of that energy, especially from what's been going on in the universe and the country and the planet and all that. I think we need a little bit of it just works out kind of energy. I think that would be positive. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, please like and share, because that gets it up in the algorithm. So if you hit that like button, the hearts and the little thumbs up, it does help the algorithm. So I love that. And so we're going to be talking, I want to talk about, I'm going to give you the times. Some people like to write these down, so I'll give you the times. Mercury sextile Jupiter is Friday the 17th, and that's good luck with something you have to communicate or speak. And that the peak of it, the height of it, the pinnacle of it is going to be 9:13 p.m. Eastern time. So 6:13 if you're out on the West Coast. And then on Sunday, that's going to make for an intensive weekend. On Sunday, we have Venus forming a sextile with Pluto, and that is going to be on at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty good stuff right there. You know, I mean it's positive and it's good and all that good stuff. So and Jupiter's still in Aries. Pluto's still in Capricorn, so Aries and Capricorn, we're getting that little boost going on there too. Okay, let's talk about Pisces. Pisces. Hello, Pisces season. We are coming in for the landing here. We have a lot of Pisces watching a broadcast too. Hey, Melinda Williston, welcome. Vermont. So Pisces, yeah, we have a lot of interesting. And the moon, just so that you know, while I am speaking right now, the moon just entered Sagittarius. Hello. So I think that's kind of a fun thing. If any Sagittarians are out there the next couple days, you're going to get a nice boost. Fire signs in general will also get a nice boost. And so that'll be a good thing. But let's talk about Pisces season. So Pisces season is officially starting. It's going to be on Saturday, February 18th, 2023. Now, we can't ignore that we have 1 week left of Aquarius season. So all you Aquarians out there, we have one more week left. But Pisces season is about to start. And it's going to be going on until March 20th. Okay, and that's when we have the spring equinox, and that's the start of Aries season. So Pisces season is going to be from February 18th until March 20th of 2023. And Pisces, you know, you guys are water signs. Oh, hey, Kate, welcome. Kate's a Pisces. Yeah, you guys are water signs. You guys are ruled by Neptune, the god of love, the god of the ocean. And so I was just talking about how Neptune and Venus are going to be together this week with the goddess of love, Venus. And so we got a lot of Piscean energy. I talked about this previous broadcast where there's going to be a lot of Piscean energy all throughout actually 2023. Remember, this year in numerology is a 7-year. 7 vibrates to Neptune. This year is also a water rabbit year. Rabbit in Chinese astrology vibrates to Pisces in Western astrology. And now we have also happening in March, and I'm going to be doing, I think, a separate broadcast for some of these big planetary shifts. starting actually March, in a couple of weeks, on the next full moon, we have Saturn entering Pisces, and that's going to be, you know, for a long, almost 2.5 years. We'll have a little, Saturn will swing back briefly in Aquarius before it moves 100% into Pisces, but we're going to have the first little taste of Saturn in Pisces, and that's going to be happening on March 7th, 2023, at the same day as the full moon. March, I could probably do a 10-hour broadcast about what is going to happen in March. So you guys, heads up, you're getting the 411 here. March is going to be one of the busiest months with gigantic, big energy. Saturn's changing signs, Pluto's changing signs, Mars is changing signs. I mean, there's going to be a lot of energy in March, big energies, powerful energies. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. But for now, we have Pisces season starting. So that's going to start on Saturday the 18th at 5:34 p.m. Eastern time. At 2:34 p.m. if you're on the West Coast, we officially start Pisces season. And then on Monday, next Monday, which, you know, I'm going to do my broadcast on Monday, but I'm going to be doing the broadcast after the peak of it at 2 a.m. So really Monday, like early morning hours, 2:06 a.m. Eastern time, we are going to be having the super new moon. Now, this is another super new moon, and I think this is the last, if I remember correctly, the last super new moon that we're having for this year. The first two moons this year were super new moons. Super meaning close to the earth. The gravitational pull is strong there. And that's going to be taking place at 1 degree Pisces. Now, somebody just mentioned, oh, hey, Kelly, new moon on your daughter's Venus at 1 degree Pisces. So this new moon is going to be on your daughter's Venus sign at 1 degree Pisces, okay? And so that's going to be, you know, a super new moon, basically. And so we have a lot of Pisces energy. So what does that mean? So Pisces is, again, a dreamy sign. It's an imaginative sign. Every single astrological sign has a planet that powers up the sign. It's almost like the engine in the car is powering the car, driving the car. And so the ruling planet of Pisces, and if any of you have questions about who your ruling sign is, put your astrological sign in the chat and I'll tell you what it is. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, god of the sea, the god of the ocean. Again, in Greek mythology, Neptune was Poseidon, okay? So he was a powerful god, and his father was Saturn, okay? And so he's the ruler of the sea. Well, we know more about, I think, Mars than we do even our own planet. The sea is mysterious, right? It's deep. It's emotional, right? We have a lot of emotions with water, okay? It's deep diving, okay, into the crevices and the abyss and the underworld and all that. That's very Piscean, that energy. You know, you can be standing right next to a crab and you wouldn't even know it. Sometimes the water is a little bit murky. And that's what I was describing earlier this week about that Venus conjunct Neptune. It can be a little bit spacey, a little bit, you know, dreamy, a little bit imaginative and all that. Some of the world's most creative minds are Pisces. Maurice Ravel, the great classical composer, was a double Pisces. Michelangelo was a double Pisces, meaning sun and moon, both Pisces. Michelangelo, hello, everybody's heard of him, right? We have a lot of just Albert Einstein was a Pisces, creative with numbers. A lot of Pisces are really good with numbers. I don't know what it is, but numbers, wealth creation. And it is said, though, in astrology that Neptune rules over the stock market. So, I mean, you know, if you think about flow, nobody even really knows what the stock market is. Come on, you know. So if you think about flow and ebbs and flows and ups and downs, and that's very Piscean. And so we have a lot of that burst of creative energy. And I'm gonna talk about somebody that I thought you guys might be interested in, because I usually talk a lot on my show about politicians and things, just because we all kind of know that and that's going on. But let's talk about something different. Let's talk about Rihanna. Rihanna was just the main attraction on the Super Bowl yesterday. The singer, the entertainment portion of halftime show. And she is a Pisces. In fact, her birthday is on the supermoon, new moon, next week. And on February 20th, 1988 is her birthday. And she is a Pisces. And I wanted to talk about this because, and just show you guys her chart, which I took the forethought and, time to kind of pull up here, just to show you what these planetary things look like. Okay, so this is her astrological birth chart. Some of you can see here, I'm trying to get this on both cameras. This is her Pisces sun right here. And you can see we have this big conjunction here between the sun and Saturn. Remember what I said, this is going to be really good for work and whatever. Well, look what Rihanna just did. She worked her butt off, man. She's pregnant at the same time and working it like a champ, okay? And so that conjunction, Saturn, what I just say is attaining long-term goals and all those things. And the sun is solar power. So that's really powering up her sun right now in time. These are current transits for Rihanna. And also the other thing that's going on for her right now, and by the way, if any of you have any planets in Aries, you're going to be feeling this as well. Jupiter is sitting right on her moon. Can you see? She has a beautiful double, a conjunction here between her natal moon and her natal Venus. She's highly creative, okay? And she's got that Jupiter, which blows her up, he's making her big. So this halftime for Rihanna is very good for her career, and it's big time. See, these planets are doing their thing right now. And the other thing that she has, and again, I talked about this week, and I'm telling you this just to show you, it's almost like homework and showing you a real life example, how these transits can really affect people in very powerful, profound ways. The other thing that's going on is this double conjunction. What did I just say? It's Neptune, the Venus and Neptune, dreamy music, great for performing arts, all that stuff, is conjunct the north node of her moon. North node of the moon is said to be your destiny. And so literally she's got this beautiful double conjunction. Remember, when I talk about Neptune and Venus, I talk about how it's not good for if you're an accountant or if you're doing something technical or if you're doing fine little details. But if you are in the performance, creative, musical arena, this could be huge for you. So this even is blowing her up. I mean, like in real time. I love kind of focusing on these things because this shows you how impactful, like this is like a big moment in her life, and actually has the potential for making her quite famous and or wealthy. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty cool. The only thing is she has a little bit of a, she has Lilith going into her area of children, and that could be very precarious for her and her child. So I hope she makes sure that she's safe. I know she did a lot of stuff right during the halftime. So hopefully she makes sure that she's safe while she's pregnant, because that could be a little something not good there with the baby. So hopefully everything will turn out well, and I'm sending her very good vibes and all that. But so I just wanted you to be aware of how these current planetary things, like you can see those things are active right now, even though when I talk about the peak or the height of it, Saturn and the sun are pretty much right next to each other. Venus and Neptune right next to each other. So you can see how close together they are. So when I'm talking about the peak or the height of it, it's just when it's like exactly on top of each other. But even when they're like this, you still feel them in your life. And we'll feel both of those layers of energy this week. So I just thought that might be cool for you guys to see her chart, because we just know what happened with her in the halftime show and all that. And again, that's very creative. Kelly said, Neptune has been on your moon at 23 degrees Pisces. Yeah. How are you doing with that? That's very illusions, and fantasy and all that kind of stuff. Did it make you feel sleepy or dreamy? I won't say it was an entirely positive experience when Neptune was on my moon. I'll save that for another broadcast, but it was an interesting time of my life. We'll just say that. So The ruler of Neptune, of Pisces, like I said, is Neptune, and it's all about that singing a song and doing all that creative work. And not to say that Pisces can't, because I just said they're good with numbers too. Pisces often have gift with numbers, abstract concepts, and thinking about things, and all that kind of stuff. So that is what Pisces is good at. Pisces usually is drawn to animals and children and nature and all that kind of stuff. Now, Pisces is the last sign. There's 12 signs, and it's the 12th sign. So a lot of astrologers, and I have a Pisces moon, so I'm loving Pisces, okay? But a lot of astrologers say that Pisces is almost like the dustbin of the zodiac. It's like, I don't describe Pisces like that at all. I feel more like it's a culmination of all 12. It's not the dustbin. It's like a culmination. So basically it's said to embody a little bit of each and every sign. So if you think about Pisces as complicated. So if somebody is a Pisces, if you guys are watching this and you are a Pisces, let's say, you need to really know what your moon and your rising sign is, because I feel like Pisces can be very chameleon-like and really can lean more towards whatever, like maybe your moon is, or maybe your rising sign, or some other sign that you're coupled with, because Pisces is so malleable and all that. Now, the big life lesson of Pisces is boundaries, 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 boundaries. Having boundaries yourself and respecting other people's boundaries. It's a huge thing, because if you think about the ocean, the ruler being Neptune, without a container, that water would be everywhere, right? It would be like a flood situation. So you have to have the container. The container is safety, and that's what boundaries are. So Pisces kind of suck at boundaries, I'll just say that. And it has been something even in my own personal life that I've wrestled with and had trouble with. Now, the archangel that is associated with Pisces is Sandalphon. Sandalphon is considered to be the archangel of peace, okay? And Sandalphon, all the archangels, I always say, is not a he or a she, it's a they, them situation, the sort of androgynous kind of thing. And so Sandalphon was said to be the deliverer of prayers, okay, so to heaven, sort of like a messenger or a go-between between us mere mortals and the heavenly. So the reason why Sandalphon is so strongly associated with Pisces is because Sandalphon is associated with music, songs, emotions, definitely more of that creative side. And so if you look at some of the cards that Doreen Virtue had created many years ago, Sandalphon is kind of presented as some, gentleness, be gentle with a mandolin or something there, is Archangel Sandalphon. Gifts from God is another Sandalphon card here that I have from, again, Doreen Virtue, because if you feel like your prayers are not being heard or your mantras, or it doesn't, and by the way, Sandalphon, the concept of this archangel is actually in Catholicism, in Greek Orthodox, in Judaism. So there's many different religions on this planet that believe in the archangel concept. So that's why I love talking about it, because it's not like one religion. It's not like you have to be Catholic and believe in Sandalphon. So if you feel like your prayers are not being answered, or you've been feeling kind of like, is anybody out there listening to me? You can ask Sandalphon to help you deliver the message and get your prayers across. Also, Sandalphon, very importantly, and I want everybody to hear this, is also said to remove blockages either spiritually or emotionally. So if you've been feeling blocked spiritually or emotionally, sort of similar to the concept of Ganesh, right, in Hinduism, Sandalphon is said to, they, them, is said to remove obstacles pertaining to blockages with either emotional, like if you're feeling like, where's my faith? I don't even have faith anymore. I don't believe in anything. Or, you know, if you've been feeling like a little emotionally blocked and you've had some kind of blockage, you know, going on with yourself emotionally or spiritually, Sandalphon is there to help you. So it's a good archangel to pray to or to meditate on. Now, the color associated with Sandalphon, as well as the actual stone that is associated with Pisces, is actually turquoise. Sandalphon relates to turquoise and also Pisces. So if you're looking for, if you're praying or meditating and you're getting into that Piscean energy, that is very much turquoise energy. Now, if you are a February Pisces or even a February Aquarius, your stone would be amethyst. Okay, so having amethyst near or around you. Also, I love amethyst because it is said to help with depression or negative sort of thoughts or thinking. So that is something that is very useful. And then the other stone that's associated with Pisces, and especially March Pisces, but I don't care, you can use it whenever, is aquamarine. Now, I didn't wear my aquamarine tonight. Instead, I wore my Larimar. The Larimar color, this is a Pisces color as well, and Larimar is very oceanic. Okay, it has this beautiful blue but also white in it as well. And if you guys can see up here for YouTube, Larimar is a very good stone. But I love aquamarine. That's actually my birthstone because I am a March baby, though I'm an Aries. I love aquamarine. It's one of the very best stones if you're experiencing any kind of grief. And when we think of the last sign of the zodiac, or if we think of loss, Pisces' job is kind of like sort of like to kind of like how do I say this, sort of be metaphysical and to kind of think about these spirituality things and religion and what does that mean, or what does connection to God mean, or Buddha or angels or whatever you pray for. That's basically one of those things that Pisces, that's kind of the area of our chart. It's the 12th house. The 12th house is, like, if you think about the 12th house, it's where most people go to pray, right? The 12th house is the final house. So if you think about most religions, they have some variation of like a pilgrimage, right? Like Buddha went to the mountain and prayed and found themselves and all that. That's the 12th house, and that's the Pisces house, the rest, renew, rejuvenate, restore house, that 12th house. Your connection to God, like I said, Buddha, the angels, Allah, whoever you pray to, it's the crown chakra connection. And that's very much Pisces. A lot of Pisces that I know are very into something metaphysical or esoteric or, like religious or spiritual or something. I'm sure there's a few atheist Pisces out there, but what's their sun or their moon sign? I'd like to know that. So that's kind of like, we're supposed to take that pilgrimage before we start spring. Spring is like the new rebirth, and the transformation and the new start of the season. So it's like kind of like we're supposed to, during Pisces season, sort of reflect on the rest of the year. That's like, it's kind of like the end of the year, the astrological year is Pisces. So it's like we're kind of supposed to like reflect on, okay, what just happened since last March? That was the beginning of last year, the astrological year. And so it's kind of like that time to reflect on those things. So if you're having sort of trouble, like I said, sort of focusing on what it is you want, and maybe your connection to God, Buddha, the angels, if you're feeling like you're left behind and maybe nobody's hearing your prayers, or you're getting a little frustrated, that is a wonderful thing to pray to Archangel Sandalphon to hear your prayers and to deliver the prayers so that your prayers are heard. So I hope that helps. So we have this wonderful new moon in Pisces, super moon coming overnight. So it's going to be happening actually, what is that? 2, 1, 12, 11. So 11:06 p.m. if you're out on the West Coast on Saturday night on the 19th, or 2:06 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. So right overnight between Saturday and Sunday, or I'm sorry, Sunday and Monday, I apologize. Sunday and Monday, the 19th and the 20th, and that's the new moon in Pisces coming, the super moon. And so when we're talking about all this Pisces season, but all this Pisces energy, that's why the sun and the moon are going to both be in Pisces during the new moon. That's what it means to be in the new moon. The sun and the moon are in the new. And so that means that Michelangelo, double Pisces, was born on the new moon. Okay. So basically this is about making sure that you have your new moon manifestation list. Okay. Whatever you want to put on the list, make sure that you put it on there, and then you fold it up, put it under your pillow, sleep with it under there for 2 weeks. And then on the full moon, which I already said is March 7th, you want to burn or destroy your list. Okay. But this is a wonderful time to manifest your dreams and manifest what it is that you're looking for. So that's basically what the deal is. Wendy asked when to write the list. So I say, first and foremost, write the list. Just write the list, okay? First and foremost, you can't go wrong writing out your hopes and dreams and all that. But if you want to be technical and do it technically correct, you would do it after the peak of the new moon. So on Monday, the 20th, anytime on the 20th, after 2:06 a.m. Eastern time, you can write, because that's the start of the new cycle. If you think about it, if you do it on Saturday night before you go to bed, you're still technically in that full moon releasing cycle. So you want to technically, if you're going to be very pinpointed and technical about it, but I always say write the list. If you can't, if you know on Monday you're not going to have time to write the list, or you're going to forget because it's a work day or whatever, then write it on Saturday or write it on Sunday. I don't care. But if you're really looking to do it technically correct, then you would write it on Monday on the 20th. Okay, so hopefully that helps, Wendy. And if anybody has any questions for me, now's the time to start writing your questions. Darlene, hey, happy Valentine's Day, Taurus, from Vermont. Welcome. And so we have a lot of energy there. So just to recap, we have a lot of this. Today we had the half moon, okay, which was a little bit of what we call a crisis point or a reevaluation. Then on Wednesday, we have that conjunction that Rihanna had in her chart, that Venus, Neptune coming together, helping us with music and creativity. And then on Thursday, we have Sun conjunct Saturn coming together on Thursday the 16th. And then we have those two really nice little sextiles on Friday and Sunday. And then on Monday morning overnight, between Sunday and Monday night, 19th and 20th, we have that new super moon in Pisces, and we started Pisces season on Saturday the 18th. So I hope that helps everybody. We have a new cycle that's starting. Now we still have this week left of the moon being in Aquarius, and so the sun being in Aquarius, and so that's the last week of Aquarius season that's going to be happening, which is kind of fun. Wendy was the only one that wrote out a question, so if anybody has any questions for me, go ahead and post them below. Because I'm not going to be hanging out too much longer. I am going to pull one card that's a collective card at the end of the broadcast to know what we need to know for the week, and what we should be focusing on. All right. Wendy said, you have a crush on a man who's 24 years younger. Okay. Let's see. What does Wendy need to know? Well, I'm saying this during a live broadcast, but we're going to just say it out loud, okay? Have you ever, you are probably of the generation that Stella's got her groove back. It's interesting. It's saying that this person could be a passionate / sexual connection. But when I asked if it could be more than that, then it's kind of goes off the cliff there. So this person could be definitely, and it's saying if you want to have that connection, which, hey, I'm not here to say that that's you can't do that, because you could totally do that. Then it's saying to sort of wait before you approach it, and just kind of ask, like like it's saying to kind of to wait a little bit with that connection for some reason. I don't know if we're waiting till he's 25, or I don't know what his age is, but he's younger. So it says to wait because maybe he's involved with somebody else right now or something. I just kind of feel like he's tied up in some way. It's not the right time, but if you want to pursue it any more than that, it does look like it's more of a sexual, passionate than versus a long-term life partner or whatever, husband situation. I hope that helps. Oh, Joanne, you're always talking about moving. Oh, okay. Wendy said no, he's single, but he just had a bad breakup. Yeah, he's not ready yet. Whenever I feel that, like if I'm still feeling that he might be tied up in some way, it means emotionally he's still tied up with this person. That's why he's not ready for anything yet. And you might not want to like ruin the connection, or whatever, but yeah, it's saying that he would be more of a sexual partner, I think. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Okay, so Joanne, I'll just pull one quick card for you because you've asked about moving here. This card fell out. You're very passionate about this, very passionate. Is it the right time right now, this minute? I still feel like you have some blockage going on. My amethyst just rolled off the, the table here. I still feel like you're kind of blocked a little bit from moving at this rate at this moment, but I do feel like you're gonna move. So you're very passionate about this. So you get Jupiter about that. It would be a big move, a faraway move. But I do think it's going to happen. You are, if I remember correctly, Joanne, you're a Taurus, and Taurus is going through huge changes. You want to change everything right now because Uranus is going through Taurus. And so you want to change everything. So that's kind of a thing going on. And somebody asked, okay, a different Wendy said, curious about a situation going through. Very cryptic, Wendy, very cryptic. I'm just going to go. All right, I'm just going to go with this because it flew out. Literally, it flew out. And I'm going to just pull a card for you. What do you need to know about your situation? Wow. You got the same card. You got passion. But this is the one that flew out. Spread your wings. I'm going to read you the card, Wendy. And it said, Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. And then that was the one that, the soaring one, the one that soared out of the deck and flew onto my lap. And then the other one was passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion for your love life or career. So there's a lot of feelings about this. There's a lot of passion about it, but I feel like for some reason you've been holding back for a while now. And I don't know. I kind of feel like this might have to do with something with work. I don't know why I'm getting a very work feeling around this. So hopefully that helps. Wendy M there that asked about the cryptic situation that they're going through. And so hopefully that helps, Wendy. If you're still on, you can right below. We have a couple Wendy's, but she knows who I'm talking about. So I hope that helps everybody. And that you had some good information tonight. So remember, if you want to pray or meditate or find your spiritual life, or if you've been feeling a little bit more kind of disconnected from your spirituality, Archangel Sandalphon can help with that. So can Pisces season and all this Piscean super new moon energy that we have going on. Well, anyway, I hope that helps everybody that is here tonight. Wendy M said, thank you. You're welcome, with the cryptic message. I hope that helps. Spread your wings, okay? And allow yourself to fly. I kind of feel like as if with you, Wendy, that you've been holding kind of like, how do I say this? That you've taken chances in the past and they've like failed or they didn't work out. So you're like almost gun shy. Like you're afraid to do that. But I feel like as if this is the time to push forward and go for it. I do. I really do. I feel like this will be good for you. Yay. So, I hope that everything works out and that you find your way. All right, so I'm going to pull a card, one card that's going to be the collective card that everybody needs to know. And if any of you guys want a personalized astrological session, please feel free to text message me or message me through Facebook. I'm a little faster text messages because it's it's a lot of social media to manage. And I am on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all those things. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, especially with YouTube, because I am going to be doing these longer presentations about this crazy March energy. And I might be not doing them live. I might just be doing them as a straight video for YouTube. So if you want to be in the know, you better subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get the notification. All right, so what do we need to know about this week? The super new moon, the Pisces season coming, Sandalphon, Valentine's Day. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. We have so many things. What do we need to know about all of that energy? What helps to guide us? Oh, okay. Look at that beautiful purple. That's like our amethyst color. Chakra clearing, okay? That's what we need to know about this. Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes or colors or numbers or whatever your jam is. It is kind of interesting because Sandalphon and Metatron are often confused with each other. And it's funny because Metatron is Virgo's archangel and Sandalphon is Pisces archangel, and they're opposite of each other. So it's kind of an interesting thing that they're often confused with each other. So this is a message from Metatron to clear our chakras. Now, if you think about this, the new moon is one of the very, very, very best times to be able to clear your energy. So this is a good time to sage. This is a good time to clear our energy because we've been going through a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on. And like I said, this is time to get back to our spiritual practices. So when you think about, and it doesn't have to be that you're in a church at a pew. It could be if that's your jam, or a synagogue or whatever it is. It's just, you could be praying in your backyard or your living room, you know? I mean, you don't have to have that big, huge, but I feel like our spiritual life is very devoid right now. I mean, churches across the United States are closing and there's not like a spiritual playground other than Monday night with Live with Gretchen on Facebook and YouTube. There's not much of a playground as much for our spiritual world. So this is a wonderful time to honor and remember that side of ourselves. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope you had a wonderful night, fun time. I learned a few things, and I will see you guys next week on Monday, and take care. Bye.